Hey lovers, Anthea Spark here, doing a reading tonight for the collective. For those who are feeling disregarded and disrespected. So I've been talking to a lot of different people, including clients who have been feeling quite disregarded and disrespected in their relationships with others. So tonight I wanted to pull a few cards from my Reclaim Your Power deck, just to get a little bit of clarity around what is going on here for everyone. So okay, we'll get a couple more cards here. Excuse the angle of the cards. So trying to figure out this camera. Okay. Maybe we'll put them like this. Okay, so the first card here, and I do have some frequency music on because I find it actually quite relaxing, and also it does help to get rid of some of those imbalances in the body. All right, so we have here the very first card, which is the Prince of the Head, and this is all about withdrawal. So we'll get another card to support this one. Right, so this card is all about being too much in your head. Yeah, so a lot of us at times when we have gone through a separation or we've had an emotional breakdown in a relationship, and this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a heartbreak with a friend, or it could be an argument with a friend, or it could be a friendship ending. So what happens is, when that happens, is we have to grieve that part of ourselves and how we used to be with the other person. So it's essentially as if a part of us has been severed from our soul, and we are left to heal that. And because it's too painful to be in our heart when this happens, we withdraw, we shut down the heart, and we move to our head, because it's easier being up there. It's easier to be angry and frustrated and emotionally charged towards this person than it is to be in our hearts, where it's about love and forgiveness. And so what I'm getting here is that for a period of time, some of us have had to go into our head to be able to deal with everything that's happened. So the support card for this is the Father Healing card, and this is all about healing yourself. So this card represents some type of tie that binds you to your father, that links to this relationship breakdown. Yeah, so whatever relationship it is that you are grieving or that you are trying to get over, it is linked to the ties that you created with your father, possibly as a child or as a young adult, that have been unconsciously similar to the relationship that you've had here. So let's go into the reading a little bit more and get a little bit more information. Now, just to give you a little bit more information about what happens to us as children, like what this card might represent. So this card here is all about when we're, especially for women, for little girls, when we're children, the first people we fall in love with are our parents. And our relationships with them help us create the beliefs and the rules that we're going to live our life by. So my question to you that I want you to think about is, what was my relationship with my father like as a little girl? Or what was my relationship with my mother like as a little boy? Now this card here may be referring to your mother, it may be referring to your father. Sometimes our mothers take on the father role and our fathers take on the mother role. So the energetic embodiment of the father role may actually be taken on by the mother and vice versa. So just something to think about as we go on in this reading. So it's really quite interesting. Okay, the second card we have here is the second mirror, which is all about judgment. So in my work, I talk a lot about mirrors. This whole deck of cards is based on the philosophy that everything and everyone in our reality can be a mirror to us. Now, they're not always a direct mirror. Sometimes the mirrors have hidden messages and meanings in them, and it is up to you to look deep into the situation and ask yourself, what is this person or this situation mirroring back to me right now? So this mirror here, this card here is called the second mirror, and it's all about judgment, and it's all about your emotional charges. So you know when someone triggers you and you judge them, maybe you judge them for the way they've spoken to you or the way that they have made you feel. What we're doing when we judge someone, when we've become triggered, is we're essentially saying, ouch, that hurt. I don't really want to go deep into myself to find out why that hurts. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to deflect my feelings and I'm going to point the finger back onto you and judge you for your behavior. And that way I can be angry at you and I do not have to look at my own emotional stuff right now. So that's what this card's about. So quite possibly, depending on what happened here in this situation, in this relationship, we have gone into a judgment, leaving us emotionally charged, feeling angry, and not healing. So, on to the next card here. The third card, this is the Knight of Heartache, and this is all about sadness and separation. So if you look at this knight here, he has got blood on his sword. He looks withdrawn and sad, and he is trying to recover from whatever it is that he's been dealing with. So I'm going to get another card to support this. And this card is all about drama and war. This is the Lady of Chaos. She is holding a crow in her hand, on her arm. And she has gotten so used to drama and war in her life that she has become strong because of this. And this is representing that part of us that has to heal these wounds, these unnecessary wounds, these deep character building experiences that leave us asking why. This is the aftermath. She represents the aftermath. She has become accustomed to dealing with drama and war. But she's stronger, right? So they say our experiences don't kill us, they make us stronger. And that is what she represents. So I'm just going to get two more cards here, just to get a little bit more information about what's coming next. Okay, so what I got was the King of Hearts, which is all about divine union, and the Queen of Passion, which is all about, the Queen of Fire, So, right, getting that fire sparking in your heart again. This is all about passion and courage and spark and giving birth to new ideas or being extremely fertile. So, what happens is when we go through these heartbreaking separations, we experience this deep sadness, it does help us to learn, especially to learn about what we don't want to continue happening in our life, right? So when the healing comes and we become stronger, eventually the sun comes out again. Yeah, we start to feel better, even if it's months later. We do. We eventually start to feel better and we find that spark within us again and we come into divine union with ourselves. So this is what this card's about. This card is about coming into divine union in your heart. No longer beating the shit out of yourself for what was, what could have been, what you said, what you did. This is all about making peace and accepting. And this is what happens when we forgive ourselves, when we actually begin to nurture ourselves the way we would nurture a friend who was going through a heartbreak. This is what happens. We get this beautiful outcome. There's always beautiful gifts when we come out of that drama and that war. Okay. So the next card we have here is the Magician. And the Magician is all about creating the life that you desire. Now, if you look at this Magician here, he's walking through a portal. He has his helmet on. He is ready for his next move. He's ready to step into this new version of him. Yeah, he's done with all of this other stuff. He's finished with that life and he's ready to step into his new life. So we'll just get another couple of cards to support this one. One more. Okay, so we have Fight for Your Dreams, which is all about continuing the journey, not giving up. Don't stop now. Now, if you look at this card here, there's a little boy and he's on this little boat, yeah, in the ocean. And he's moving towards the ship. And the ship represents his dream. Yeah, it's big, it's strong, it's anchored, it's where he wants to be, and he is making his way towards that ship. Now, water always represents emotions, and these are deep waters. And that little boy, he's not afraid of his emotions because now he understands that his emotions are where his power is. And as he rows his boat towards his dreams, he can feel it, he can taste it, and nothing is going to stop him on his way. Now, the other card I got was the Runner. Yeah. Now, this card is all about the disappearing act. Now, if this is either saying that you are the runner, you often run from deep intimacy, commitment, from success, or you may have experienced this in the past. Yeah, that you may have experienced someone running from you, or you may have experienced this kind of behavior when you get really close to fulfilling your dreams. So here's the thing, a lot of people say to me, I have a fear of failure. I really have a fear of failure. Like, what if I fail? What if I try and I fail? And often their fear is not about failure at all. Their fear is actually about success. Like, who am I going to be when I am this person that makes it to that big ship? I don't know how to be the person who makes it onto the ship. I only know how to be the person who is constantly rowing through the river, through the water, through my emotions. I'm always the one who is having to find a way to overcome this problem. So most of us have a fear of success because we don't know how to be that person who is powerful and successful and amazing and living this life and doesn't have that problem that they've had for the last 20 years. And that's scary. It's scary leaving behind our problems because it is a part of our identity. It is how we know how to be. So as messed up as that sounds, psychologically that is what we do. We find ways to destroy our dreams before they even have an opportunity to manifest. So that's what this disappearing act represents. So when you understand that is what happens, then you can shape shift into a lion. Yeah? You can sit as you observe that resistance stepping in, trying to pull you away from your dreams. And when you recognize that, you can stop it. So I just pulled another card to support this one. And this is the Devil card. Yeah? And see how she's holding a mirror and she's looking through the mirror, she's looking out. But if you look at her face behind the mirror, she's actually looking away from the mirror because she doesn't really want to see what her blocks are about. She really doesn't want to remove these blocks. She wants to stay stuck in her victim mentality. She doesn't want to become this successful person because, again, as we said earlier, that's scary. So ask yourself, what blocks can I remove here? What blocks can I remove here? How can I get out of my head and into my heart and shapeshift into the lion who knows when to sit quietly and knows when to strike? So this one's really important because our beliefs, even if someone is saying to you, actually, no, you don't have a fear of failure, you have a fear of success. If that person truly believes that they cannot succeed, then that is exactly what's going to happen, because our beliefs want to be proven right all the time, and they will stop at nothing to be proven right. So it's really important to understand the tricks, your own tricks, and how you stop yourself from fulfilling your dreams, how you stop yourself from making your way to your ship. So the last card we have here is the Twin Flame card. And the Twin Flame card is all about spiritual awakening. Yeah? And I'm getting 2 cards to support this card as well. So this card here, it says, I'm ready. This is all about the present moment. This is all about your twin flame relationship. Perhaps you're in a twin flame relationship, or perhaps you've just come out of a twin flame relationship. Regardless of where you are on your journey, this is all about your spiritual awakening and how whatever it is that you are going through right now is going to bring you into the present moment. All of this stuff that we do, that we go through, that we try to learn, that we battle with, ultimately, it brings us closer to the present moment. And this is all we have. All we have is this present moment right now. And there is nothing more freeing and rewarding than living in the present moment and not being trapped in the memories of the past or the worries of the future. And we all know, with every twin flame relationship comes a bundle of secrets, an array of struggles and manipulations and confusion and challenges. I'm going to get another card to support this one. How appropriate. I've always said that ultimately what happens when we meet our twin flame or one of our twin flames. I believe we can have multiple twin flames depending on which timeline we're on. Depending, and it doesn't matter depending on which timeline you're on, ultimately our twin flame will reflect back to us our inner child wounds. And it is an extremely powerful connection, which means you can heal your inner child quickly and get, because what it does is this twin flame connection, it makes you dive deep into your heart where you feel an explosion of love and connection and unity and all sorts of stuff. But it also takes you deep into your wounds where your inner child is screaming for your attention. Ultimately, this twin flame relationship is all about learning how to love yourself unconditionally. So turning inwards towards yourself and working on your inner child is how you heal and move towards loving yourself on a deeper level. It's not so important what the other person is doing. The other person has come into your life to reflect back to you how beautiful you are, but also the areas of your inner child that need healing. So really important to look at that situation in that way and let go of external judgment towards the other person and work on yourself. So I think I could do a whole other reading on twin flames, and I will do that. I'll do that this week. But for now, we will leave it there. I will get, seeing as we finished on the inner child, I will get a couple of affirmation cards from my Healing Little You deck to seal the reading. Okay. So we have, I love to share. I find peace in all areas of my life. And I choose to accept others. And I think it's interesting that these three cards here have come just after the inner child card. I love to share. I find peace in all areas of my life, and I choose to accept others. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, please like, subscribe and share. And if you are interested in purchasing my cards, the info will be down below. And if you're interested in a one-on-one reading, then you can click on the link in the information. So thank you for watching, and sending you all lots of love.